And it really has been almost this historic, like, whirlwind 24 hours because coronavirus, that is, of course, where we are starting. The latest news is from Chief Public Health Officer Dr. Theresa Tam. She is now urging all Canadians, that's all of us watching, to postpone or cancel your non-essential travel outside of Canada. Health officials also suggesting we embrace social distancing. We are. To limit the spread of the virus. And that means staying away from large public gatherings, working from home, if at all possible. And on top of this, the World Health Organization also recommends staying at least 1 meter away from anyone who is coughing or sneezing. Nobody's coughing or sneezing here.
No.
So we're fine.
Well, I sneezed on myself this morning, actually, in our office.
Only
but
on
was
yourself.
Just like yeah, exactly. Only on myself. It was.
Did you go into your elbow?
I didn't. It came on very quickly. No, but I cleaned myself up right away. You know, I am taking this very seriously. Without trying to become, like, I don't want to become obsessive like it seems like some people are doing. Like, I quite frankly am a little bit upset about the state of affairs when it comes to some of our grocery stores. So the behavior there, has been ridiculous, and I think it's quite selfish in some cases. But I want to go to Terry on Facebook, who says, I'm concerned about the schools right now. Some provinces have chosen to shut down. Some universities have suspended classes, yet there's no uniformed approach for all of Canada.
Yeah.
And I hear you, and there's the ripple effect that I think that people are really concerned about when it comes to, like, childcare, when it even comes to, like, thinking about your own, like my sister is a teacher at a college right now, and I don't think she has a clear directive about what you're supposed to do. So we're all kind of left.
Is she still teaching?
She's still teaching, I think, as of today, but I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I'm glad that there's at least a unified approach from Trudeau for travel right now, because that was a bit confusing as of.
Are you all social distancing?
Yes. Are you?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so what are you doing?
How does I canceled all my plans for the weekend, not going anywhere. Look, I'm a firm believer in this just slowing down the spread of coronavirus. That's what this is about. It's just temporary, it's voluntary. Nobody's saying you have to stay home and you can't go to public places, but if you can avoid it as much as possible, I think we gotta look at the examples. We gotta look at what happened in China, what happened in South Korea. These are all places where we can look at and learn from their mistakes. We can learn from what's worked well, and social distancing has worked in slowing down or at least controlling the spread of coronavirus. And I don't think you can, ignore that. I should mention there was one guy who wrote an article. His name's Thomas Puyo, and he talks about why social distancing is so important. And he says, this is his claim, that we can reduce the number of deaths by 10 times if we act now. And that's the difference between acting today versus even waiting till tomorrow. That's how many lives could possibly be saved, because the whole point here is not putting a stress on our healthcare system, not, bombarding our emergency rooms so that we can just slow it down.
Okay, so you're not going to go out for dinner. Yeah. Okay, you're not going to go for dinner.
No.
But can people come over? Would you invite people over?
I'm going for a dinner party tonight. Are you?
Okay.
Are you guys doing anything?
I would like to see people.
I would like to see people.
What is this look on your face?
It's not a look on my
Are you going to
face.
screen people at the door?
Obviously, I'm going to screen people.
So this is where it gets weird, because if you want to see people, then are you going to have those questions on the phone, like, hey, you can come over, but where have you been the last 2 weeks?
No, it's not. If anyone's coming over, I probably know where they have been.
Okay.
And if they're smart, they will also be telling me where they have been. Pretty much I know where everybody has been.
Okay.
But what I don't know is day to day, how are you feeling? Did you have a fever today? Do you have
So are you gonna do that questionnaire? Are you gonna?
Of course I am.
Now, so I think it's important to mention that people with no symptoms at all are communicating this.
100%. If you are symptomatic, then that's a guarantee that you're not coming over. Listen, I'm not doing this just for myself. Of course, we're all trying to slow the containment, but I have essentially quarantined my parents. This whole thing is for people who are vulnerable. So I'm not worried that even if you come over and you're symptomatic or not, but if you are especially symptomatic, you're not coming over.
Don't come.
If you are symptomatic, I'm not worried about me getting it as much as I am passing it on to my parents.
But we also have to make sure within social isolation that we don't leave the most people like out in the cold, like we're not talking. Like, use your technology to connect with people, right?
I also think too, like, you're right, and for sure, people need to be smart, but it also changes our behavior. Like I said, you're going to be casually screening people, or at least getting a little more information about their whereabouts.
I'm supposed to have people over at my house tomorrow, and I'm just going to make sure everyone's feeling okay. I also have not taken transit in 2 weeks. I also haven't set foot in a grocery store in 2 weeks.
Do you think I should go to the gym?
No, that's the worst
So I'm getting emails from my gym, and they're like, "Hey,
are you working out and actually sweating?"
I would like to work out. Yes, no. I don't want to go running outside.
You're gonna come to my gym.
I know where your gym is,
right?
And
should we go?
No,
but
let's not go to that.
Here's the point. So really quickly, here's the point. Even if your friends came over, and let's just say for whatever reason you did get it, at least it's only those people in that room that would have to be quarantined. At the end of the day, if you go to a public place like a gym, or if you go to a bar, if you go to a restaurant, it's everybody now that will have to quarantine.
Also, should you order pizza?
Yes.
Yeah. No, but
yes,
that's what
we got to keep the economy going on some level.
Okay,
I want to order pizza. I'm going to do it tonight.
See, she doesn't want to order pizza.
Someone can tell me I should.
Is that social distancing?
I don't know.